A ton of zombies. They're all gonna kill me, but take that, zombies, you're dead. I looked at this. I looked at the device. Today I'm showing you guys how to use the perception trigger. It's a device that just came out this week and it's really cool. There's a lot of things we can do with this device. Really cool new death run levels, things for adventure maps, mini games. It really opens up a lot of possibilities. I'm gonna show you the basics of how to set up the trigger today and 3 different examples of how to use it and how we set up each of those scenarios. Let's look at real quick the basics of what this device does. Okay, so my device is over on the other side of this wall. Right now it is not activated, but as soon as I pop my head out, it's activated. I have this little blue pillar activating to show that it's seeing me from like what it can do. You can activate things when it sees you, when it doesn't. So I have this other wall set up over here, so when I run over, you can see that it activates really quick and then it disappears. I do love that the eye follows you around when it sees you. It's really cool. But even look at this. So this barrier, when I go behind it, it doesn't see me anymore, but as soon as I pop out again, it activates. Let's look really quick at the basics of this device. So the settings at the top of this are pretty straightforward. You can have it only trigger once, or it can be an infinite amount of time. You can have it so only a certain team triggers it. Make it so it only transmits every 5 times it sees someone. There's a delay function where once it sees you, it takes 30 seconds or a minute or 10 minutes to actually activate the trigger. This is really cool because you can have it to where if it sees you, then you have 1 minute to escape the building before it blows up. It makes it so you can have more intense situations in your adventure maps. There's sound effects and visual effects and visibility in game. Those you can turn on and off. And then we get to all of the really cool settings of where you can enable this device and disable this device. I moved myself down a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So in this case where I have it activating this big block when it sees me, it's really easy to set up. All I have is right here, it says when the device sees a player, transmit on channel 1, and when the device loses sight of a player, transmit on channel 2. And then I have my tall barrier device here, activate when it's receiving from channel 1 and disable when it's receiving from channel 2. It's that easy to set up, guys. I think a really fun application of just these settings could be, so instead of this being a barrier device, it could be a death barrier where it kills you if it sees you even a little bit. And then you have to find your way past the device by sneaking behind boxes or other objects that are in the way. What if you had the great eye from Lord of the Rings at the top of a tower, and if it sees you, you die, or you have to go back to prison or something? I just think there's a lot of fun ideas that you can use with this device. All right, so here's another application. I set up a room here where there's this really fast device that you can't outrun. It's impossible. But when you look at the device, it deactivates it. So like you can see here, oh, I deactivated it. So let's see if I can do this really quick. So I'm gonna let it pass and go bait this trap. Oh, then we're gonna look right, look back, it stopped right in the time. Ah! Okay guys, let's try this again. Here we go, we're gonna bait that. Hold it, bait. Oh, we got it. Let's run! We made it. Okay, so that is a pretty actually hard sequence there. So it only turns off when I'm looking at it and it reactivates when I look away. Let me show you how I set this up. Let's look at the perception trigger first. So we open this up and all we have to change is it's when a player looks at this device, transmit on channel 3. When a player looks away from this device, transmit on channel 4. Okay, the settings on the sequencer here are, I have it activate when it's receiving from channel 4. So that's when the person looks away from the device, then it reactivates and it chases the player. And then I have stop sequence when receiving from channel 3, which is when the person is looking at the device. So that's the only settings I changed, guys, and it made a level that would have been really, really simple in a death run to something that was quite a bit more challenging. There's another little scenario I've set up here, guys. There's a bunch of zombies and we have to get over to the other side of this room. And when we look at the device up here, it kills the zombies. But when you look away, they respawn, kind of thing. So there's a bunch of zombies attacking me, but no worries, I'm gonna look at this and they all die. Ah! Let's just run, run, run. And then you look at it, they all die. You could run around for ages like not looking. There's a ton of zombies. They're all gonna kill me, but take that, zombies, you're dead. I looked at this. I looked at the device! All right, let me show you how I set this up. Let's look at the perception device first. So the only thing I have on this one is that when a player looks at the device, it starts to transmit on channel 5. And then on the creature spawner, I have this to spawn 4 major ice fiends, but the more important thing is that it eliminates creatures when receiving from channel 5. That's really it, guys. It's really not that complicated of a device to use. I think the harder part is going to be coming up with ideas of how to use this. I've already said a couple of ideas. I love the idea of trying to escape a building within 60 seconds after you've been seen. Trying to escape the Eye of Sauron would be awesome. There's a lot of really cool stuff you could do with death run levels. You could have cool levels where when you're looking at a specific device, certain walls appear or disappear, or floors disappear that you're standing on if you're not looking at the device. There's a lot of really cool applications, I think. Honestly, guys, I just can't wait to see what all of the genius map makers out there come up with this device. This most recent update with the teleporter, the perception trigger, and this attribution trigger has a lot of really cool applications too. I haven't done a video about that yet. Maybe I should. I don't know, guys. Leave a comment below if you think I should do video about the attribution trigger. Anyway, this was an awesome update for map makers, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. All right, that's it for me today, guys. If you want to see my other tips on building, you can click right here on this playlist. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and have an awesome day.